Hello everybody, Adele and April here with Just Say Scrap, and we are here with Technique Tuesday. So today we're going to be using one of close to my heart's circle thin cuts to create flowers. So make sure you watch our video to see what we do. Alright, so today we are using our circle thin cut to create some flowers. So we cut out all 5 circles of this thin cut just to kind of show you that we could do different sizes, and I have my microtip scissor here, and we're just going to cut these circles with spirals. So basically I'm just taking my microtip scissor, I am moving with my left hand the circle as I'm cutting. This is one of our cutting techniques that we usually do. So you just kind of rotate the paper with the hand that's not cutting while you keep your scissor hand straight. And we're literally just making a spiral out of these circles, and you're going to see the final result once we're done. So we're going to speed this up. So now that everything is cut into our spirals here, we normally would use a quilling tool for this, but I had a piercing tool that I'm going to use. And I'm just going to get it started here to roll it into a tight circle along the piercing tool. So it does take a little bit to start. Sometimes you do have to restart. I think I'm going to take it off the piercing tool. I think that's just easier sometimes once you get it started. So now I'm just going to hand roll as we continue with this, and we will show you our final results. So this does take a little bit of time, but just be consistent with it and it will definitely roll. So as I'm getting to the end here, I just wanted to show you that I tried to keep everything together, so I made sure that it all kind of stays as a circle, and then we're just going to put a little bit of glue on that bottom part that I had kept in the middle of the circle. So we're just putting a little bit of glue on there, and by keeping it kind of in line with itself, it makes it a lot easier to push the flower down against that glue. You do, or you can, release the tightly wound paper that you have done if you would like to kind of make a little bit more of an open flower, or you can try to keep it as tight as you possibly want. But when you're doing this and holding it with the glue, you definitely want to make sure that you are holding and pressing this down to let the glue set a little bit more. So that is just some tricks that we have. I know that we can make these also off of the Cricut. We have done this multiple times with other things. You've probably seen it in some past videos, but we wanted to show people that don't have Cricuts that they can also do this for themselves as well. So that was actually our second largest circle. We're now going to do this with our largest circle. So you can see here I'm taking the piercing tool, and we are just going to roll this, and we'll come back with this one. So now that we have this one also done, you can kind of see the size difference between these two flowers. I know my hand is in the way right now, but I'm just trying to make sure that that paper sticks to the glue. But you can kind of see the two different sizes of these flowers. It also depends on how you cut the spiral. This one is the smallest circle of the bunch, and this one obviously is going to be a much smaller flower than those two. But depending on how you roll the spirals or anything like that, that kind of will determine the different sizes of your flowers. As you also saw with the first one that I did, we did some design along the edges just to kind of give a little bit more waves in the flower, which I will show a little bit later once the glue sets a little bit more. But I wanted to just make this last one to show you the different sizes that you can use. So if any of our friends out there don't have Cricuts or anything like this, you can always use circles and make your own flowers, and depending on what size you have your circle, you can make all different sized flowers just like we can with the Cricut. So we're going to finish winding this one up, gluing it together, and then we'll show you the difference of all 3 of these flowers. All right, so here we have it. These are our 5 circles, but these 3 are obviously done. So that one's the large one. This one is the second largest flower with my design along the edge, so it looks more like a flower. And then this is the smallest one, so you can definitely see the difference. But that is our Technique Tuesday, so we hope you enjoyed and you try to make some of your own paper flowers. All right, we'll see you next Tuesday. And that's Technique Tuesday. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, please let us know in the comments below. But just a few more tips and tricks about these flowers. You can always make the wave designs on the edges to, like we said, make it look more like a flower. If you don't want that, you can totally just leave it straight edged how we had it. But also, depending on how you cut your spiral, will also determine how thick the flower will be itself. So if you want a smaller and a thinner flower, definitely cut that spiral skinnier than you would, um, or as I did with the big one and things like that. So you definitely want to make it much smaller, much skinnier to get a tighter wound flower and also to get something that's not going to be as thick on your layouts. But all right, we'll see you next Tuesday.